Hi everyone, it's Rhonda and welcome to a brand new video. Today I am choosing all the books that I plan to read in the month of November. So if you've watched these videos before, then you know that I like to use my TBR prompt jar to help me pick out the books that I'm going to read for each of my monthly TBRs. I've actually been getting a little bit burned out on using the prompt jar just because I'm doing it every single month. And I thought, you know what, let's switch things up. Let's do something different for November and December. So for this month and then in December, I'm going to do a blind TBR. As you can see, I have used some fallish type wrapping paper to wrap all of the books that I have on my TBR. And then in my little fall coffee mug here, I have little pieces of paper that are numbered. So I'm going to draw a number and then I'm just going to count down and pick the book that has that number. So that's what we're doing today. And if this goes well, I plan to do the same thing for December. And then in January, we'll start back with doing my prompt jar TBR video. I hope you enjoy this version of my TBR. I love watching these videos. I think it's so fun watching someone unwrap a book and trying to figure out what it is and getting excited along with the person who's doing that video. It's fun. And again, it's different. And hopefully you guys will like it. So on this TBR, I have books that are part of my end of year TBR. I did a video where I picked out, it's called 10 Before the End, but really it's 15 books. So those books are on here. I have books left over from my fall TBR and then just some other random seasonal type reads or newer books that I want to get to. So that's what's all here and I'm excited. I hope you are too. And let's go ahead and pick the very first number and the first book. I don't know about you guys, but I love wrapping things. It's just monotonous and it feels therapeutic. So what I was doing is I had just YouTube videos going on in background and I was watching those as I was wrapping books yesterday and I had a great time. It was really relaxing. Okay, the first book or not the first book, but the first number I have is number 15. So as you can see, I did not number these books. I thought about doing it, but I was like, I'll just count them down. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think what I'm going to do is after I pick the book, unwrap it, and we talk about it, I'm going to put it back in its same spot. That way it's a placeholder when I'm counting. But let's go ahead and see which book is number 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, it's a hardback book. Hold on. If I can get this out. So this is definitely a hardback book. It's thicker. I have a feeling it's going to be a fantasy book. And let's go ahead and see what it is. Oh my God, I know what this is. I'm so excited. Yay, yay. Oh my gosh, I have been wanting to read this so bad. I'm so excited. This is Shield of Sparrows by Devoney Perry, and I've been wanting to read this for so long. I got this book when I was in the middle of reading Throne of Glass, and I did not want to read any fantasy until I was done with that series. So I've had this kind of on the back burner to read, and I've not picked up any fantasy books to read here in October just because I'm trying to make my way through my very large and ambitious October TBR and spooky season TBR, all those things. I have so many books to get to, so I have not been reading any fantasy and I've been wanting to. So I'm very excited about this. This is about a woman who, she is the second daughter of, I guess, this king. And the first daughter, she's kind of like the spare, and the first daughter is supposed to marry this man. This man comes to collect her, I guess. And he's like, no, I don't want to marry that daughter. I want to marry our girl in this book instead. And so the king allows it, but he wants her to kind of spy on this king. I don't know if it's a separate kingdom or what, but I've heard this is so good. I did have one of the major plot twists in this book spoiled for me. I was watching a reading vlog and someone said what their theories were and I should have turned it off, so I'm partly to blame. And she didn't say if her theory was right, but she kind of hinted that it was, and I was pretty annoyed. So I do know one of the big plot twists in it, but I'm still going to read it. I've heard this is great. So excited to get to this book in November. So book number 1 is Shield of Sparrows by Devoney Perry. Okay. Let's pick our next book. So what number is it going to be? Let's go with this one. And that number is 24. So there's 12 books up here. This is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, this one is definitely a paperback. Have no idea what it is. It's a thinner paperback, so maybe it's a, I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Let's see what it is though. Oh, okay. Okay, this is going to be just a cozy, feel-good read. This is one of the books I was wanting to get to here in October, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it. And the time that I'm filming this is the end of the month is next week. So I know that I'm not going to be able to get to this one, and that's why I went ahead and put it back on the cart. But this is the, don't know how to say this word, the Grimoire Grammar School Parent Teacher Association by Caitlin Rosakis, and I think this is just going to be a cozy fantasy. I don't always do well with those, but I think I will like this one because this is about a 5-year-old who is bitten by a werewolf, and he becomes a werewolf, and his mom has to enroll him in this fantastical school for werewolves, and it's really about her just navigating through the mom life of this school, the PTA and all that. And I think it's just going to be a funny, sweet, cute, fun time, and that's why I got it. And I do love the sprayed edges, but sadly it's only on one side. This is book number 2. I know one of you said it was on your TBR for October. Let me know if you read it and what you thought about it. But this is book number 2. I think I forgot to tell you how many books I'm picking today, and usually I pick 6, and that's still the plan. But I think if we're having a great time, we'll go ahead and pick more. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and pick the next number. Let's go with, I think some of these are stuck together. Let's go with this, whoops. Let's go with this one. Book number 14. Well, I know this one is 15, so this is number 14 here. And I really love this wrapping paper. It's like a blue and brown flowers, so pretty. By the way, I got this wrapping paper from Home Goods, and I love their wrapping paper. It's always so unique and pretty. So that's where I got, oh, this one's upside down. That's where I got the wrapping paper. And they also had some really pretty Christmas wrapping paper. So I might go back and get Christmas wrapping paper. So this book is, yeah, okay. So I got Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I am not mad about this at all. I've heard the fall time is the best time to read this book. This was on my fall TBR for this year, and I've been trying to get to it. I just have not been picking it up. But this one is about a family reunion, and I think it's kind of like a locked door where they're stuck in this house, on like this coastal house, and they can't leave because of a storm or something. And at around midnight, people start getting. So this is definitely kind of like a closed door murder mystery, and I'm really excited that I picked this book. And so far, we only picked 3 books. Just like in October, this is shaping up to be a really good TBR. So the third book I have is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Let's see what's next. Let's go with, that one stuck? Yeah, I got 2. Let's go with this one. I got book number 9. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like it is another paperback. And let's see what we have. Trying not to look at the camera. Gosh, this is hard to, this paper is kind of hard to tear. I'm trying not to look at it. I'm trying not to look at it. Come on. Why is this so difficult? Okay, I'm not going to look. There we go. Yay! So you guys know that in September, I picked this as part of my September TBR, and sadly, this was the only book I didn't get to, and I've desperately been wanting to read it, especially since I've heard that someone say, if you like Hello Beautiful, then you would like The Bright Years. Well, I read The Bright Years, and that is one of my favorite books of the year so far. And so I think if I like The Bright Years, I should love this. And it's also kind of like a little bit of a reimagining of Little Women. So, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read this. This is just going to be a women's fiction. I think it's definitely going to be an emotional read, and I'm so excited to get to it. But the little one-line blurb on the back reads, Can love make a broken person whole? I'm gonna love this. I know I am. My best friend actually recommended this to me over a year ago. She said, Rhonda, you gotta read this, you'll love it. So excited to finally, I'm definitely gonna read this in November. This is not gonna be a book that gets put back on the shelves. This is going to be a book that I will read. So book number 4 is Hello Beautiful by Ann Napolitano. Okay, 4 books down, let's pick book number 5. This one is book number 35. Okay, so this was 12, this one was 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so I forgot I do have 36 books. So it's 12, 24, 36. Okay, I got tape on my hand, hold on. Okay, another paperback. And I'm gonna try not to look at it. That was kind of fun not knowing what it was until I turned it around. So I'm not gonna peek. What do we have? It's kind of hard to unwrap when you can't see. Okay, so this is book number 5. Oh, okay. I've been wanting to get to this one too. This is The Day Shelley Woodhouse Woke Up by Laura Pearson. I bought this over a year ago. To be perfectly honest, I could not tell you who told me about this book. I'm sure it was on BookTube somewhere. This is about a woman who wakes up in the hospital after being in a coma, and she's telling everyone that her husband needs to be arrested because he is the reason why she's in the hospital. And then it says, but there are things Shelley has forgotten too, including parts of her childhood, and as those start to come back to her, so do other memories, ones with the power to change everything. And this one just sounds like it's going to be a little bit of a mystery. I think this is going to be a little bit of a women's fiction. And like I said, I've been wanting to read it, and I put it on this cart because it was something that I wanted to try to get to sooner rather than later, just because I've had it for so long. And it's not very long. It's only like, I think, less than 300 pages. So book number 5 is The Day Shelley Woodhouse Woke Up by Laura Pearson. Okay, let's pick book number 6, and technically this is supposed to be the last book that I pick, but this is actually kind of fun. So let's go ahead and go to 8 books. So we'll pick book number 6, and then we'll pick 2 bonus ones. And if I get to them, I get to them. If not, no biggie. So book number 6 is number 27. So this is 24, 25, 26, 27. It's another thick book. I'm having trouble getting this book out, so bear with me. Let's put these back here. Okay. Okay, got it. This is heavy. I think I know what this one is. This is definitely hardback. I have a feeling this is, you know what, I'm not going to say. I'll let you know if I'm right. Do I know how to wrap gifts, or do I know how to wrap gifts? But I'm going to close my eyes again. Okay, so book number 6 is, I knew it, Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This is a fantasy romance. This is another book I got tape over here. This is another book that I'm not mad about picking because, again, I've been wanting to read fantasy, and this is one of the books that I also got while I was reading Throne of Glass and wanted to read because everyone was talking about it, and I had FOMO, so I bought it to read later. But I'm so excited that I picked this one, and I'm going to read it. I know that this is a fantasy romance. I think it's a dystopian, and yeah, it says it is a dystopian romance, and it's about psychic gifts that are actually a death sentence. And there are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. So enemies to lover. It's about psychic abilities. It's dystopian, and it's going to be something a little different than what I'm used to. And I'm very excited to read it. I've heard mixed things, to be honest with you. Some say it's overhyped, and some people have just really loved it. So we'll see what I think about it. But book number 6 is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Okay, let's pick book number 7, and let's go with this one. Book number 1. Awesome. Let's do it. Hardback book. It feels thinner, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be maybe a mystery thriller. We'll see. And let's see what it is. the cover is actually kind of rough, and I can't remember any books that have a rough cover. Strange Sally Diamond. Okay, I picked Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. This is going to be, it's a mystery, but I think our female main character is neurodivergent. This is another book that I got well over a year ago, and I've had it on my shelves. I think I got this from Book Outlet, but I've had it on my shelves to read, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's about, so it's about, we're following this girl, or this woman who was adopted at the age of 7 by a psychiatrist, and she doesn't know anything about her childhood before that age, before she was 7. All her memories are from 7 until adulthood. And apparently her past starts making headline news, and she endured something unthinkable as a child, and now the entire world knows exactly who she is and was. So she finds herself in the spotlight. So yeah, this is just going to be about digging things up from your past and finding out who you are, and it's a mystery. But like I said, I've been wanting to read this one, and with 2 fantasies, a cozy fantasy, a women's fiction, a mystery thriller, it's good to have another good mystery. And I love books with neurodivergent main characters. I don't know why. Like the Maid series by Nita Prose, love that series so much. One of my favorite books by Frida McFadden is The Coworker. She's neurodivergent. People really don't like the book. I actually loved it. I have a soft spot for neurodivergent people. I think they're so endearing and sweet and kind, and I think I'm gonna love this one. So book number 7 is Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. Okay, let's pick that very last book for November, and let's go with this one. So we picked the first book, and now we're gonna pick the very last book, book number 36. And that one is right here. It's another paperback. And I'm gonna close my eyes again. Okay, book number 8 is Beartown. Okay, so this is a book that I had on my 25 books on read in 2025, and then when I did my 10 before the end, I included this one on that as well because I still haven't gotten to it. I actually picked it in February, I think in February, to read, and I never got around to it, so I think now's the time. I think it's time for me to finally read this. But this one is about the people who live in this hockey town in Sweden called Beartown, and this whole town just kind of rallies around their local hockey team. I heard this is heartbreaking. I've heard you need to check trigger warnings on this one, and it's an emotional read. So I think now's the time to get to it. Hopefully I can, because this is one of those books I want to read before the end of the year, and with November and then December, you know, I'm running out of time. So book number 8 is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Let's do a quick recap. I don't remember the exact order, but I kind of guessed. But the first book we picked is Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. Next is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Hello Beautiful by Ann Napolitano. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. The Day Shelley Woodhouse Woke Up by Laura Pearson. Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. And finally Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Oh, I forgot a book. The last one is The Grimoire Grammar School Parent-Teacher Association by Caitlin Rozakis. All right, my friends, these are the 8 books that I picked for the month of November, and you know what? I'm very excited about all of these. We have some really good, moody, broody fall reads on here. We have some cozy reads. We have women's fiction. There's a little bit of everything on here, and this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed unwrapping these books and kind of doing like a blind TBR unwrapping. It was a lot of fun and interesting and just different. Like I said, I was getting a little burned out doing the same TBR video, and this was a good way to switch it up. Like I said, I will be doing next month's December's TBR, and just like this, I'm going to take these books and just wrap them in Christmas wrapping paper, and we'll do the same thing. So I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. Let me know if you enjoyed this new way of me doing my TBR, or if you prefer me using my prompt jar. Again, I will go back to using the prompt jar in January, but for now, this was just a good way to switch things up. But let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Are there any favorites in here? And let me know which book I should read first. But if you don't have anything to add and you just want to show me that you were here until the end, you can add a little, let's do a little turkey or a leaf emoji in the comments. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.